Welcome to medicinal biochemistry class on nucleic acid metabolism. So today we will learn DNA replication. At the end of this class, the student shall be able to explain steps in DNA replication. So the students should be able to explain the following steps: unzipping the double helix structure of DNA, addition of complementary nucleotide bases at leading strand and lagging strand, removal of primer, proofreading and repair, ligation and winding. So a brief history about this. So these are the two scientists, that is Messelson and Stahl, who confirmed the DNA replication process. So that is, it is a semi-conservative process. DNA replication is a semi-conservative process. We will try to know what is this semi-conservative process in future slides. So DNA replication is the process by which DNA makes a copy of itself during cell division. Okay, so this is a semi-conservative process. So that is, each strand in the double helix acts as a template for the synthesis of a new strand. So you know that DNA is a double helix. It contains two strands, and each strand you will be used to synthesize its complementary strand. Okay, so here new DNA is made by enzymes called DNA polymerases, which require a template, a primer, and then they synthesize DNA in 5' to 3' direction. Okay, so DNA replication requires other enzymes along with DNA polymerases. So that include DNA primase, DNA helicase, DNA ligase, and topoisomerase. We'll look into the role of all these enzymes in future slides. Okay, so here, so there are three possible ways by which the DNA can replicate. One is a semi-conservative. Here what happens is, so the parent DNA, one parent DNA, that is, it is having two DNA strands here. So the parent DNA will be having two DNA strands, so they get separated. So, and one complementary strand for each of these parent DNA strand is synthesized. Okay, so this is semi-conservative, where one parent DNA is retained in the offspring DNA. In conservative, so the parent DNA is retained intact, both the strands, and it will produce one more double helical DNA. Okay, in dispersive, so the offspring DNA or new nucleotides will be distributed in each strand. Okay, so each single strand will have both parent DNA nucleotides as well as offspring DNA nucleotides. Okay, so Messelson and Stahl, so based on the experimental evidence, they confirmed that DNA replication is semi-conservative. Okay, so DNA replication is semi-conservative. It is not conservative and dispersive. Okay. So now the replication process. So replication process involves 5 major steps, and that is, first step is unzipping the double helix structure of DNA. Second step is addition of complementary nucleotide bases at the leading and lagging strand, removal of primer, proofreading and repair, and finally ligation and winding. Okay, so look into these different stages of DNA replication. So the first stage is unzipping the double helix structure of DNA. Okay, so here the DNA replication starts with unzipping the double helix structure of DNA. So this is carried out by the enzyme known as helicase. Okay, so what it does is, it will break the hydrogen bonds holding the complementary bases of DNA. So the complementary bases follow what Chekhov's rule, that is base pairing rule. Adenine will always form an hydrogen bond with thymine and cytosine with guanine. Okay, so this helicase will break this, and it will open and it will form what we call it as an fork. Okay, so this a class of enzymes called DNA topoisomerases, what they do is, they will remove the helical twists. So it will be like this. So once it starts opening, so DNA helicase will break the hydrogen bonds, and DNA topoisomerases will remove the helical twists. Okay, so this helical twisting is removed by cutting a DNA strand and then resealing the cut. Okay, so after this unzipping process, so the DNA strand which has been unzipped and the helical twists are removed, so that part is called as a replication fork. So this part is called as a replication fork. Okay, so the separation of two single strands of DNA creates an Y shape. So this is called as what? A replication fork. So the two separated strands, these strands will act as a template for making new strands of DNA. Like for example, so this part, if we take a small part, if we take, so if this is the parent strand and it is having, and if it is having a sequence of adenine, guanine, thymine, thymine, thymine. So during replication, its complementary bases should be added as an offspring strand. Like for adenine, it is thymine. For guanine, it is cytosine. Then again here adenine should come. Then again adenine should come. Then again adenine should come. Okay, so in this manner, so the offspring strand or a new strand is built and linked to this strand. Okay, so the separation of the two single strands of DNA, so this creates what? A Y shape called as a replication fork. So these two strands will act as templates for new strands of DNA. Okay, so here these two strands are categorized into two different strands, that is a leading strand and lagging strand. Okay, so here one of the strand is oriented in the 3' to 5' direction. Okay, so one of the strand is towards the replication fork. So this direction is considered to be towards the replication fork. So if the strand is moving from the outside end towards the replication fork, and if its orientation is 3' to 5', then it is called as a leading strand. So here you look at this. So this strand is 3' to 5'. Okay, so the other strand is oriented in the 5' to 3' direction. So this strand is oriented towards the replication fork in the 5' to 3' direction. Okay, so the 3' to 5' oriented strand is called as a leading strand, and 5' to 3' oriented strand is known as lagging strand. Okay, so these two strands, in fact, so they undergo replication in a different manner. Because of their different orientation, the two strands replicate differently. Okay, so here the next stage is addition of complementary nucleotide bases at leading and lagging strand, which happens in a different manner. Okay, so here at the leading strand, the first thing is at the leading strand, so we call this as a continuous replication process. Okay, so here why we call this, so you'll be knowing at the end of this slide. So here at the beginning, a short piece of RNA, so what we call it as RNA primer. Okay, so this will bind to the end of the leading strand. Okay, so this primer acts as the starting point of DNA replication or synthesis. Okay, so then in the next step, what happens is the DNA polymerase 3 enzyme. So this enzyme, so the DNA polymerase 3 enzyme will bind near the RNA polymer primer, and then it will walk through this RNA primer. It will walk through this strand, and it will go on adding complementary nucleotide bases. Okay, like if there is thymine, it will add adenine. If there is cytosine, it will add guanine. If there is guanine, it will add cytosine. If there is thymine, then it will add adenine. In this manner, it will go on adding the nucleotide bases. Okay, in the 5' to 3' direction. Remember, always the replication will move from 5' to 3' direction. Okay, so this is called as continuous because the addition of nucleotide happens in a single flow, continuous manner. There will not be any breaks here. Okay, so at lagging strand, what happens is the small fragments of DNA, so what we call it as Okazaki fragments, the small fragments of DNA, what we call as Okazaki fragments, will get added to the lagging strand in the 5' to 3' direction. So here what happens, the primer will bind and a fragment of DNA will be added. Then again one more fragment of DNA will be added, one more fragment of DNA will be added. Okay, so this is a discontinuous replication that happens at the lagging strand. After all the fragments are added, the DNA ligase enzyme will join these fragments. Okay, so finally the next step is a removal of primer. Okay, once all of the complementary bases are matched up, that is adenine is attached to thymine and cytosine with guanine, the enzyme exonuclease will remove the RNA primer. Okay, so the gaps created due to the removal of the primer is filled by adding complementary nucleotides. Okay, so after it is removed, so then the gaps is filled by adding complementary nucleotide. Okay, so and that again is joined together by DNA that is ligase enzyme. So then the proofreading and repair. In case if there is any mistake in adding complementary nucleotide. Okay, so here suppose for example, so here the guanine, the complementary nucleotide base for guanine is cytosine. If thymine comes in, for example, so then the proofreading process will identify this mistake or error and it will remove that and then it will add the correct nucleotide base. So the new strand is proofread to make sure there are no mistakes in the new DNA sequence. So it is proofread and it is detected and the incorrect nucleotides are removed and it is replaced with the correct nucleotide. Okay. Finally, the ligation and winding. Okay, finally ligation and winding. So that the enzyme DNA ligase, what it will do, it will seal up the sequence of DNA into two continuous double strands. Okay, it will seal up the DNA. Ligase will seal this strand into two continuous double strands. Okay, so here there is a leading strand and here there is lagging strand. So the DNA ligase will seal these strands. So and then following the new DNA, then once it is sealed up, the new DNA strands will wind and it will form double helical structure. So here from one DNA double helix, you're going to get two DNA double helixes and each DNA double helix will have one parent strand and one offspring strand. Okay. So in summary to today's class, so here you have the parent. So this DNA replication is a semi-conservative process where the new DNA, so from one DNA double helix, two DNA double helixes are formed and each DNA double helix will carry one parent and one offspring strand. Okay, so the first step is unwinding to create the replication fork. So that is then so that the double helix is unwound. Then what happens is the single strand DNA, so the primer will add, RNA primer will be added at a suitable place. Then the leading strand will undergo continuous addition of nucleotide bases. Okay, so that is continuous replication. Then the lagging strands or Okazaki fragments, that is fragments of DNA strand, so that are to be added to the lagging strand are called as Okazaki fragments. So they are added and then they are and then they are joined by DNA ligase enzyme. Finally, what happens? So this will join and so these the strands will wind and they'll form the double helix once the synthesis is completed. Okay, so the overall replication process will happen from 5' to 3' direction. Okay, so these are today's references. So finally, So from Maurice Wilkins, there is a quote. I mean, the general rule is if you are not prepared to make a mistake, you are not going to make much progress. So that is, you need to practice, you need to make mistake, then correct it, then again practice, identify the errors, then correct it. So in this way, you are going to grow as a person. If you don't try, you are not going to grow. So that is the summary of this quote. And this completes your DNA replication. Happy learning.